Hi everybody, it's Kelly from Let's Get Clacking, and in today's video, as promised from last week, I'm going to go over some low-cost Christmas gift ideas. Now, as we all know, it's been a really long year. It's been really challenging for many people, and we all just need a little bit of a break. We also shouldn't have to spend hundreds of rands on gifts for people to show them how much we love them. Sometimes you just want to give somebody just a small gift just to say thank you for getting through the year, or maybe they've helped you out a little bit and you really just want to give something back to them. I'm going to try and help with some nice ideas that you can use with your Cameo to make some low-cost Christmas ideas that you've put effort into and that really mean a lot to whoever you're giving them to. One of the things that I did last year was to make little cookie jars. Now, most of you will recognize this jar. This is a coffee pot from a coffee brand, and it is a beautiful jar. It's got a pretty much airtight lid, so you can put whatever you want in it. And it's a really nice looking jar, you know. You put something on it and you can put whatever you want in it. I mean, you can make this a sweetie jar. I've even got one for my paintbrushes, and you can put lovely vinyl decals around the outside. Now, as with most things, putting vinyl around a circular object is typically a little bit challenging. So we're going to go over some tips and tricks on how to avoid problems. Another thing that I did last year was I bought a box of gin glasses. Now, this set of gin glasses was about 160 Rand from Mr. Price, and the options are really endless with what you can do. So what I will be doing is I will be giving you a design file of some decals that you can put on the gin glasses to give to people. So instead of making the cookie jars today, we're going to be making the gin glasses as well as a notebook. This is a notebook that I did for the company that I work for in my full-time job. And essentially what it is I've put heat transfer vinyl on the notebook. Now, there are a lot of challenges that go along with doing something like this, so I will go over the tips and tricks on how to personalize a notebook. This notebook was from Typo, which many of you know has far too many things in there that pretty much everybody wants to buy. But the notebooks were on special, and they work out to about 100 Rand a book, depending on how big a decal you want. It doesn't have to work out to be all that expensive. But there are a few things that you need to be aware of when putting decals on a book like this. The first notebook that I did at the end of last year, I made a few mistakes, and I'll actually use that as an example on what not to do as well. Well, let's get clacking. Alright, this has been cut and weeded, so what we need to do is take our transfer tape and put it on top. If you're not sure about how much transfer tape you need, you can always just measure it like this. So our transfer tape is on. We just want to take a vinyl rubber. This normally has some soft stuff on the other side, but I don't have it on mine. And we just burnish the vinyl to make sure that it'll stay on the transfer tape. These are going to be going on 4 different gin glasses. So you can cut them up. You can use your craft knife if you have a self-healing mat underneath. Alcohol swabs are important for the next step, but if you don't have any of them, you can just use some wet wipes and some rubbing alcohol. Another thing that is good to have for this is a microfiber cloth, because especially if you've just bought these glasses, they may not be perfectly clean, so you just want to use the microfiber cloth to wipe them down a little bit. Then we're going to take the alcohol swab and clean off the area that we are going to apply the decal on. Let's take this decal first because it's probably the biggest. With this decal, we can simply pop it on because it will fit. However, when it comes to dealing with a round surface, what you want to do is you want to actually cut out some movement marks in the vinyl. So you can do it the hard way, because I'm lazy, which ironically is just making more work for myself. So now we've got movement. So when we're wrapping it around, we can actually overlap those sections and then the vinyl won't crease as much. So let's start with taking the backing off. Peel it back gently to make sure that we get all the letters. Okay. You want to start in the middle. I like to stand above it just so that I can see if it's level or not. Start in the middle and smooth it out towards the sides. You see here, there, we can overlap that. And then we go down to the sides. See, now this one here, you can see we've actually used some of the crease, because if we hadn't done that, it would have been a little bit weird. And then we can peel the backing off. There we have it. Simply gingerful. If you want to take a photo of these kinds of products, it's nice to put something in them so that you can see the logo better. And then what you can do is to just burnish it again. Very gently. Or if you have long nails like me, you can just use your nails. And it's nice and holographic from the back as well, which is really nice. And that's what you do for gin glasses.
One eternity later.
The second nice low-cost gift that we have is the journal that I showed you earlier. And as you can see, this one I got from Typo. I think it was around 100 Rand. And it's almost identical to this book that I'm using. I think this book is a little bit more plasticky. This one's a little bit more leathery. But this is an old book that I got from DoubleClick from a Google conference a while ago. And I figured I might as well use it. So I've cut this out of HTV. Obviously you have to cut it mirrored and you turn it over and then it's correct. And then I also have some Teflon sheeting just to protect the section of the book that I might go over. And then I've got my iron. So first of all, obviously you want to make sure that your design is lined up. And I think that's pretty much perfect. It is obviously slightly sticky so that it'll stay on the book. So what I did with these books is I literally just covered up this section. I didn't actually even use Teflon sheeting. I used a brown paper bag. Not this brown paper bag, but like a plain brown bag. And just folded it over twice there and then ironed over that. Just to protect the book from the iron. Make sure that it's a plain bag because I think this color might go onto your book. But yeah, so I used that and it actually worked beautifully. So I'm going to try it with Teflon sheeting. I might even double this over. Just to be sure. No harm in being safe. And then we take the iron. And all you need to do is to heat up the adhesive that's on the back. You don't need to apply immense pressure. You don't need to keep it on there for a crazy amount of time. You just need to to heat it up so that it sticks, and just make sure that you apply a little bit of pressure so that it sticks down onto the book, but not too much. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually start here and then move my way across and down just to make sure that I've got the entire thing. Now obviously you can do this with a heat press, but you need to make sure that it's a very short time so that you don't melt the other sections of the book, which is why I prefer doing it with an iron, even though I have a heat press, because you can get more localized pressure and heat, so you don't have to worry about melting. I like starting in the middle and going across. You can even move this down with you if you want. That one didn't stick there on the edge, obviously didn't get that enough heat. So you just go over it again. I like to do this slowly because that happens. Then you can easily see which places you've missed and you can just go over them again. So that one little section there didn't stick, so I was going to put that one tiny little one there. This is probably why people prefer using heat presses, because if you do it with an iron, you have to make sure that you go over each little section. But heat presses are very expensive and not everybody has heat presses. So this is a great alternative if you don't have a heat press. I mean, look at that. That is perfect. I mean, this is a great type of a gift to give to somebody, you know, a little notebook that they can write in. You can even put something on the back. That was a tester that I did for my logo. And then, like what I did with another diaries, I actually put some motivational stuff on the inside. And that was as simple as that. So we have one done, and then we've obviously got the wine glasses. So they really are great, inexpensive gifts that you can give to people that have a little bit of personalization, show how much you care. So thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the things that you can make. Some low-cost items that really show your family how much you love them. And in our next video, I'm going to go over how to make some beautiful Christmas tags. I'm going to show you two methods, one using paper and another one using some nice Perspex. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, as well as hitting that subscribe button and clicking the little notification bell so that you get an alert the next time I release a video. Alternatively, you can subscribe to my channel on this side. At the top here, YouTube will show you my latest video, and just below it, YouTube will show you something that they think that you'll enjoy. Well, until next time, thanks very much for joining, and remember, be kind to someone today. Bye!